several games last week, back-to-back games.
Yeah, I think so, Dana. I think the guys have done a really nice job of, not only working really hard at practice, but also in the training room. I think when you come back from doing something that you're used to doing on a daily basis and you don't do that, you've really got to take care of your body in the training room with treatment. So we've really put an emphasis on that more than ever, whether that's icing, whether that's stretching, whether that's some sort of stem treatment. I think it's going to be a big part of making sure guys stay healthy. And I think we've had a really good plan, and I think the guys have bought into it. I think hydration is really, really important as well. So I think each day is a win for us anytime we're on the court together and as you said, getting your legs back.
You kind of mentioned that you guys are tested 3 times a week. This is your first road game, so are you tested down there now, or how does that kind of work?
We test Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. So I believe Northern Kentucky did the same, but everybody's a little bit different. They could have different days, but we're good to go. I think that's the important thing. Is the game's going to happen on Saturday afternoon and going to happen on Sunday.
This is obviously a much different Northern Kentucky team than you faced a year ago, Coach. What guys jump out at you now that are left over from that team, or any newcomers that NKU will have?
Yeah, well, NKU is just an unbelievable program. They're trying to do something that's never been done in the history of the Horizon League, is to get back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances. So I have great respect, really for what John Brannon built, and then obviously what Darren has been able to do in his first year, take a team to the NCAA tournament. I think they're very, very good. I think, they start with Trayvon Faulkner. I think Langdon is very, very good. And they've probably got, right now, in Adrian Nelson, one of the best rebounders in the country. So they've got a big three. I think their freshman class is tremendous. They play a matchup zone that can be very difficult to prepare for. So they're good. I mean, they're very, very good and very worthy of the preseason recognition they got. But they've played a lot of good teams. They've played Kent State and Dayton, and so they've certainly been battle tested, heading into Horizon League play.
Are they in their new arena now, Coach?
Yep, yeah, we'll play in the arena. Right now, Dana, the current climate is there's no fans for the home team or the visiting team. It's something I think will get looked at again in the month of January, but right now in the Horizon League, there'll be no fans.
Coach, you talked about their zone. Obviously, Binghamton prepared you a little bit. How do you attack their zone, and what were you able to learn from the 2 games last year when you faced them?
Yeah, both games were totally different. Down there, Tyler Sharp played unbelievable. We didn't get off to a very good start, and then at home, we certainly had our chance to beat them in front of a great crowd. But both games we struggle to score, so we've got to look at the tape and find ways to attack the zone. I think it's a really good. It's a matchup zone, so it's not a traditional 2-3. Sometimes they take cutters, sometimes they don't. So it can cause a lot of indecision for the offense. You can get very stagnant. You can be forced to take bad shots. So it's not something you see on a weekly basis, and I think that's why it's really good. And I think their staff has done a tremendous job of getting their kids to buy into it and really learning it and making it difficult for opponents.
Sure. Is this maybe your best team that you have faced them down
Our best team, you're saying, or their
there?
best?
Obviously when you go on the road, that's against you. But the way you guys have played, the way your team stacks up, how deep you go, you got to feel pretty good about going down there, especially on the road.
Yeah, it's something we've talked about as a group. Our first 8 out of 10 are on the road. So this is going to be very different, on the back-to-back as far as game planning and adjustments. Is it my best team that I've had here at YSU? I think to be determined. I think, we're still a work in progress, Dana. We haven't had many days with our whole team out there practicing. as a group. So I think we're still trying to work out some of the kinks, as you've seen in some of our scores. But from a experience standpoint, there's no doubt about it. We've got some guys that have played against Northern Kentucky, understand the tradition that they have, and things they've been able to accomplish. So I think our group has great respect for this NKU team, and you got a chance to get to play on national TV on ESPN2, something that's only been done twice here at YSU on the men's basketball side of things. So I think it's a great opportunity to kind of show people the development of our program, the hard work that a lot of our seniors and some of our upperclassmen, Darius and these guys, have put in. So that's exciting. I think our guys are excited about that. Play in front of a national audience. We feel very fortunate to be one of the 6 games. There's only 6 games contracted by the Horizon League. So I think there's a lot of excitement heading into this weekend. And, you're opening up conference play. I think something that, about 6 months ago, none of us thought would happen. It looks like there's going to be a Horizon League season, and I think our league's done a nice job with the back-to-backs. But it's going to be different. There's no doubt about it.
Coach, you feel good about having multiple ball handlers to face that zone, and is Nas maybe the key to success on Saturday and Sunday? Yeah,
Nas has done a great job. So far this season. He's always been really good against the zone, whether we play Detroit or, whoever we play. He just gives you another guy that can do multiple things, and really in transition too. He has the ability to lead the break, and not too many programs have that. I think a lot of people talk about the lack of size that we have, but in this generation, the way the game's played, Nas is a tremendous player, and then we bring some great size off the bench with Shake and Will. Certainly those kids are still freshmen, but they're both 6'8", 6'9", have length, have some, strength to them. But Nas is always going to be, Schmitty, as a big part of the plan. But certainly against zone defenses, you can do some different things with him.
You've talked how some of the upperclassmen, some of the seniors have kind of taken the younger guys, by the kind of help them along, not only through the coaching staff. How important is that going to be going on the road, playing an opponent like Northern Kentucky, in back-to-back games? Yeah,
we've talked about that a lot. Going into the season, the lack of practice in the summer and the lack of workouts here just recently in the last really 40 days that the young guys haven't been able to have. So they didn't get to see another Division I opponent. They didn't get to see an exhibition game, that sort of thing. So those moments are usually pretty critical in the development of freshmen. But we have quite a few. We have 7 freshmen on our roster that now have logged a few minutes. So you just hope each day, Dana, they take that next step a little bit further than the previous day. But certainly Northern Kentucky's relying on a lot of freshmen, and they're very, very good, and they've adapted to the college game very well. They have 2 more games in than us. To my knowledge, they've had, a few stoppages as well. So at this point, you've got to be ready to play. It's league time. It's something we've talked about. It's just a different type of energy, I think, around the country when you start playing teams within your league. So it's going to be important that, we have a good day today, very light tomorrow. We'll travel down tomorrow night, and you have a very quick turnaround in 2 games before 4 o'clock. That's going to be certainly different. So sleep and rest and all those sorts of things are going to be pretty important.
Jerrod, how much did it help in the second half of the WVU game, the VU Tech game, to see how your team defended against the inside penetration? How do you carry that over to this weekend?
Well, John, West Virginia Tech did a tremendous job of attacking us off the bounce. So that gives us a lot of tape to show our guys. We've got to keep guys in front. The basketball is the most important thing on the floor, really in any sport. So you have to be able to guard that first. before you can do anything. So we had a lot of things to show our guys, a lot of things to clean up. But you're going to see that early in the year. You're seeing a lot of scores that are very low. Very few teams are scoring at a high clip. I think some of the shooting numbers are down. I think it's only going to improve as teams get to practice and teams get game experience. But we thought that game was really good for us because we got to see, an undersized team just drive the ball, continue to drive the ball. And Northern Kentucky does a great job of getting in the paint. They always have. They play off of two very, very well. Faulkner and Langdon are as good as I've seen playing off of two, which means get in the paint, jump stop, be able to pass the ball, be able to shoot the ball, be able to finish. They're very, very heady, smart, seasoned players. And then they do a great job in the pick and roll with Nelson. So, those are things, John, that we've got to, correct and get better at.
Does it help also that no fans are at the building? Because sometimes they do have the home court advantage with their fan base down there.
Yeah, Northern Kentucky's got one of the great environments. They do a tremendous job with their promotions, but, it makes it easy when you win. So there's a lot of excitement in their program. When you go into their building, there's NCAA tournament banners, there's NIT banners. There's excitement. Basketball really means something to that university. It's very, very similar here in Youngstown. You saw the crowds that we were able to put together really in the last, 4 or 5 years. But even before that, Youngstown, the city has always gotten behind its team. And, not to be able to have that this year, I think all across the country is disappointing, but also understandable. I think all of us understand there's a lot of sacrifices that everybody's making. So to be able to get a season in with no fans, one of the things that I'm disappointed in is the parents are not able to attend. That I'm extremely disappointed in because I think, we're sacrificing a great deal this year. We're going to travel on Christmas night. We're going to practice here Christmas afternoon. And then on the 26th, we're going to be the only league in America playing college basketball. There's only one other team playing on another league playing on the 27th. So I was really hoping that the parents would be able to get in around Christmas time because I know we have some families flying in to see their kids. So that was disappointing on many fronts, but really just disappointed for our kids and their families.
How does your travel schedule differ from last year? I mean, your itinerary. Does the buses change with, do you have more filtration in there, and do you have to, space out the kids a little bit more into hotels?
Yeah, it's a whole protocol, John. So, starting with the bus, we have a assigned seating, on the bus. It's very, very structured. Our head athletic trainer does a tremendous job working with Paul Molinari on all the travel, whether it's team meals, whether it's a big room, it's all about the measurements and the 6 feet apart. Typically, we're a buffet where we're kind of handling our own food. We do none of that. So everything from the bus to the hotel to masking to shoot-arounds, these sorts of things are all very, very structured and it takes a great deal of discipline and organization to make sure that we're able to, follow the guidelines.